All right, this is a quick new batch. This is batch 4 and 5. I shut it off now. They're running now on their first stage. I got another one behind me, so I got the capabilities of two 3 pound barrels, so 6 pounds and then 6 pounds. So that's really cool. And what's really awesome, the way I'm doing it is like I'm running, specific this time around at least specific rocks in each one. Like for instance, I don't remember right now, but one of these barrels has like a specific serpentine gem, and there's like another one that's a little bit different serpentine class in it, and then there's one that I don't know what it is. Um, I don't know what it is, to be honest with you. It's just this swirly sandstone looking rock, but it's not sandstone. But you know how swirly colors of sandstone are, like say out in Nevada or the Grand Canyon and stuff like that. But it's a harder rock, and it's got crystally green stuff and different colors of green. I'll just show it to you so you see what I'm talking about. But anyway, it's a really strange material compared to all the rest of the stuff. And then like, the other two barrels have specific or whatever they are. I think maybe petrified wood and some really hard crystally jasper stuff. So that's what I've been doing with that. And you know what? Let me show you that stuff now because it's on my mind. So there's a giant one. So it's got like this pinkish stuff, but it's like, it's like powdery in some places, but solid as a rock in other places. Almost like, chalky or something. I don't know what that is. I'll show you another piece. So this is what I'm talking about. It's got this crystally gem stuff all in it and on top of it. And then it's over here on this side. It's hard to see because of the lighting, but I'll show you inside. I got some cut pieces. So see, it's like a reddish brown gemmy crystally and then green crystally, but then it's this powdery green kind of stuff. And then here's another one, and again this is like crystally in here, and the different greens, and it goes crystally all down in there and on the back side. I just love the way it looks. So on the one that I cut, it's the first piece I showed you was on something a little bit smaller than that, and I cut it into long ways. And then I decided to cut it up, and because I couldn't polish it that good to get a nice cut on it to polish. So then I decided I'm going to cut it smaller and throw it in there. So that's what this is. And again, I don't know what it is, but hopefully it will come out good. It doesn't look like it might pick up a polish because it's like dry, no gloss on it, so I don't know. Quick side note, because I had just had this in the oven and it came out faster because it's smaller. I'm experimenting with some new bread. I haven't made bread in a while. And I'm trying, I don't want to buy bags and stuff. If you ever watched a video of mine, food video, I don't buy bags and anything that can't be recycled. So I found a #1 container of gluten-free oat flour and coconut flour. But coconut flour needs a lot of water and everything, I guess because it absorbs a lot. So I'm experimenting, and the regular bread didn't come out that great. Let me show you. Maybe one of you know about bread. So when I used to make bread, and I don't really even make it, I haven't really even tried to make it in years, but I used to use all kinds of flours, white rice flour, all-purpose baking flour, and that was before I awakened to like, not just spiritual stuff, but minimalist, making sure I can only buy what can be recycled, all that kind of stuff. And my bread never come out like this. This almost comes out like a banana bread. So, like, you see that? It's almost like banana bread texture, which is fine when you make banana bread because I have made banana bread actually a couple weeks ago, and it comes out exactly like this. So, I don't want that texture for regular bread because I want to make my own bread so I don't have to buy any bread when I do want bread. So yeah, I just wanted to show you that. But over here real quickly, I've done this a few times. It looks like it might have done better in here because of maybe the size and the shape. Looks a little bit better in that because it wasn't so thick. But it's got roasted red bell peppers in there, sun-dried tomatoes, green onion, salt, pepper, a little oil, and rosemary. It smells delicious. Can't taste the inner core yet because it's too hot. But yeah, I don't know. Just want to show you that. Oh, by the way, vegan cheese and some kind of vegan meat would make it awesome, like a stromboli or something. All right, so I have a whole bag left of them, and I'm going to see how they tumble. The better ones I put in there. And when I say better, I mean they were the nicer pieces, colorful pieces and everything like that. So if my camera will focus, let me see here. I'll wet it so you can see. But you can kind of see the pattern is really nice in there. And some of them were really hard to cut at certain spots, and it must have been where the quartz was like flowing through the middle of it. And here's like the outside piece that I was showing you. Let's see if I could get this camera to do. There it goes. So stay there, camera. So it doesn't look that great, but it's all crystally stuff. So I thought, well, maybe the inside will have something really cool in it as well. And it really does, actually. And you can see the quartz infusion in there. So whether it will tumble or not with a glaze and a shine, I don't know, because it's very dry looking and everything like that. This side isn't polished or anything, but the saw made it look kind of shiny, so that's a good thing. And let's see if that goes. Let's see. So whatever this is, I don't know what kind of rock this is, but it's cool looking. And it's not often that you find green stuff when you're out and about, you know what I mean? And so even like this here, it almost looks like wood. It almost feels like a cementy type of wood. And then, you know, so this is it. Trying to see if it shows anything else. It's just that kind of stuff. I don't know. We'll see. Hopefully it will tumble. But anyway, that's what it was for. So quickly over here, you might have seen some of these type of rocks in the other video, because I had a few of them. So here's that moon, I almost said moonshine, moonstone, glowing white, violet-y type thing mixed with this reddish brown. That side is crappy, but this side looks nice. Again, some of these I would like to make into some kind of pendants or ring or something like that. It would be really cool. This one is really nice. And again, underwater they even go better. Right, there's a nice chunk to use. It's hard to cut. That's why it's tumbling, because I couldn't get it straight enough to get flat on the polisher. So I had to what's the word I'm looking for? I had to cut them to put in a in the tumbler. So just some really cool ones that came out here. This is, I guess, like a jaspery quartzy thing, and again, really, really nice. Big rock. And that's another thing. You can see the size. They say in my tumbler, like up to an inch size rock, and then smaller, and it works better with smaller ones. But I've been using all sizes, and I would imagine that's at least 2 inches to 2.5 inches long and about an inch high. And let's see if I can get a good show on it. It's got, as you can see, sometimes the glare of it is hard to show, but it's got some kind of greenish look. See, now it's gone, but when I put it down that way, you can see those like tiger stripes are like green. They're like these cool greens. And this rock, it tumbled well because it had some sharp edges on it and everything. And then there's more of that green stuff. And again, what you see on camera is a little bit not as good as what I see with the naked eye because of the glare. But just to show you that these little Chicago rock tumblers, they do their job well. I've only had it for a couple months, so I can't say how it lasts, but they do their job. So if they do last, and even if you had to buy a top or a new belt, and I have a whole bunch of belts stocked up because they were cheap and inexpensive, they do their job. Now here's one I wasn't sure if I wanted to tumble or not. It didn't come out as well as I thought. In one sense, it came out better. It took away some of the sharp edges, and I can see the light violet-y blue glow in it. So that's a good thing. And it brought out the colors and everything that you can see deeper into the rock. Like this here, you couldn't really see unless I put it underwater. And the bottom, which was all basically like this, all over and dented, you couldn't see anything really but a small smidgen of that and this thing. It brought all of that out really, really nice. So I like that. I like what it's done. But to me, it made this what I guess is a chalcedony jaspery agate or something, what it does for me is it made it look more plasticky than it does crystal. Like, I'll show you with something else. I don't really like that plasticky look. I don't know why something so hard and crystallized, sometimes they come out plasticky. So I like it, but I think I'm going to go underwater with it, because underwater you can like see through the whole thing and it illuminates that blue even better, that violet-y blue. If anybody knows why they become plasticky, let me know. Like this one here keeps its crystally type look to it on this side. On this side, maybe a little bit plasticky, but not as much. I like when they like stay like crystallized. Like this one here still looks like a crystally stone, not so much plasticky. I don't even know what this thing is, but it's awesome. I cut it and polished it just to see, just because the colors were neat. So like for instance here, this side looks more stone and crystal. It didn't pick up like a plasticky look to it. And again, it might not look like nothing, but it's got these cool blues and whites, and it didn't have much on the outside to do, so I just cut it and ran it through the polisher. And when you stand it up like that, and if my camera will focus, you can actually see why I did it, because it does look really neat. And in a fish tank or something, you know, it looks like a marker stone or something, and you can't really get the view, but you can see inside here a little bit more with the naked eye than I can show you with the camera. But it's just the colors that were really cool, blue and white. All right, I'm sorry for my camera shaking here. So let's just go over this real quickly. This was this gray color. Matter of fact, let me show you a partner stone, because when I tumbled it, it came out black. All right, ready? So this one here was very similar to this, but it was a deeper gray, but it had that kind of look to it. I still don't even know what this is. I think this is a piece of wood. Petrified wood, or what do they call that stuff? Not quartz. What's this other stuff called? I can't remember off the top of my head. Opal? Like an opally wood or something like that. I think that's what this is. So this one was very similar to that. And now it focuses. This one is very similar to that. It had no black at all. It had what looked like a little bit of blue and some gray. And then in here was like a river like trapped under ice flow river. And basically you couldn't see much of all that brownish and tan at all. And now it's like that. So it's kind of neat, because now I have like this strange black looking stone. And again, I think this will probably be petrified wood. And these browns. But I don't know if I really like it as a black stone. Especially this. Because it had like a nice crystally structure. As you can tell, now it looks like more like a stone or a piece of burnt wood or something like that. And it sort of really kind of looked like this. So that's odd. If you know why that happened, let me know. Now here's another piece of wood that came out really good. A really crystallized wood. And you know, it has that plasticky look and crystally look. Not as bad as that first one I showed you, so I'm happy with that. I don't know if this is also wood or anything. It's got a lot of you know, silica in it. There's a nice little jasper piece that looked like nothing, and it has these nice patterns of other reds in there. My camera probably won't show you it, but it does have it in there. Let's see. There it goes. So this is nice. And again, not me maybe, but a professional put that in a and again, one day I would like to try it and do this on my own, but I see this as a pendant or a ring. That would be really nice. Here's one of my favorites. Let me bring this over here. Look at the colors out. Oh my God, the camera worked instantly. Again, I am assuming it's wood. Now that is like this strange light bluish mint green in there, and it's just so cool. Wow, I didn't think my camera would pick this up at all. And then over here, these oranges and everything. So this one was awesome, and it came out really beautiful. Shine on it and everything. Shine on! And I don't know if this is jasper or not. This greenish red and all that, but I'm showing you this because it had this big ridge in it. Now I got an idea what I'm going to do from now on. I let this one go on its own. Let's see here if I can show you. So it came out nice, even with that ridge. It was still able to tumble. Now remember, I cut a lot of these. That's why they're flat on the side, and they still tumble really, really nice. So if you're working with a saw and you think you messed it up and you just ruined a piece, get yourself a tumbler. They work. I'm going to show you some more. Matter of fact, all the ones I showed you, these were cut, and it had just enough wobble in it that I couldn't get a nice flat on my lap, my flat lap. I'll show you that in a second so you know what I'm talking about in case you don't know. So you can tumble these and they come out well. And again, I don't know what it is, but it was cut. And as you can see, it was the first time I ever tried to work a saw. And this thing was so hard to get through. And so I tried to like rotate it and it just put that in there. So it still tumbled really well and this side came out perfect. And it's really neat. Yeah, so here's another cut piece of wood, and again, it just had enough wobble that I couldn't get it on there. And if you can see here, there, color came out nice. And this is another one underwater, looks bright and brilliant. Does no justice here like this, but you can see the size of this. This was another quarter size more than this in length, and you can see it tumbled really, really well. So that was cool. Here's one I cut and polished pretty good, but I wasn't completely happy with it. You can see how awesome that is. Look at that. I guess they're considered agates or jasper agates or something. Anyway, I call these kind like nebula stones because my camera is not good enough to pick it up, but all around the white and the clear is like dust, like stardust trapped underneath that awesome glaze. And I can't really get you to see it that well, but it's awesome. And I like this piece a lot. And the outside was a mess, and it shined it and smoothed it down. Really nice. And again, it was cut. So there you go. That's pretty neat. Ziggy Stardust. All right, so what else really quickly? Oh, here's another one. I think this is wood. Another funky color. Blues and swirls. And it has, very hard to pick up, but it has those lines like that would look like wood in it. No, I'm not saying it is wood, but whatever it is, it's really cool. All right, I know this is wood, and this came out beautiful. And another thing about this is the color. The tumbling made it this gorgeous color. I gotta show you this one. Let's see here, let's see here. All right. No, come on. Let's see. So it was a beige, and all of a sudden it came out with more lines and these reds and orange glowing. Now this is actually glowing here. Let's see if I can. When I say glowing, you know it's got that orangey glow. Well, anyway, this came out really nice. An odd shape, little divots in it and everything, and it came out beautiful. Sorry if my camera can't pick that up, but now it is. See what I mean? Anyway, that's really, really, there you go. There's the glow. Beautiful stuff here. I'm going to pause for 1 second. I'm taking a bite of that before it gets too cold. Yum. All right. Let's show you this one. Another green one. Not sure what it is. It had a strange feel to it. A really strange feel. None of my rocks ever felt like this. It almost felt like it was porous inside. But it has this great, great color of blues and greens. If you can see that lake in the middle there, sort of. And then over there. And it really, really came out nice. I don't know what it is. But it's light. It's really strange. So whatever it is really nice because, like I said, to get something blue and green like that, and just to be able to find it on your own in the water, it's just awesome around a lake. Here's stuff that also is light. Almost feels like a stone and metal. And I got two of them. I'll show you the big boy version of it in a second so you can kind of get an idea what they look like. This one is more like that in the color, and it's got, you probably won't be able to see it, but it's got lines all through it. There it goes. See that design around it? And this one here is really light, really darker green, I guess a forest green. Now let me show you its brother. Alright, so this one is cool. I love the way it is. I've never found anything green this big. And it's going to be hard with its angles in this camera to show you just how shiny and metallic he is. And it feels more metal than it does like a rock. I almost thought, could it be slag? Is that how you say that stuff? But it's not. And I found it in a creek bed going into the lake up in Medford. And I know because almost everything here is found in the same place. But this thing is awesome. Is it jasper? I don't know. It's just so cool to feel. It's like some kind of green metallic-y meteorite looking thing. And again, I'm not huge into the geology part of everything, so I don't know what other kind of stuff on our earth or in my area is green. Like, I don't think 100% that this is jasper or anything at all. But this may or may not be. Dang it, I can't get it on there, but it's beautiful though. Trust me. It's just so cool. Alright, so that's what those guys are. That guy right there is that. I have a couple bits like this, and then about 3 years later I found that giant one. Alright, here's something cool. I guess it's wood, but I'm not sure. It's light. It's very light. And it's got magnificent, there we go, swirls of like clear and other reds. Some have black in it. Look at that. That's so cool, and it's light. So I'm imagining it must be some kind of petrified wood. There's a lot of that up that way. What else? Here's one I found on a railroad track. Wasn't sure it would do anything. I guess it's just the chalcedony agate. Yeah, it's actually beautiful if the camera would show. There it goes. That road design in it. Just some clear agate. Tumbled really nice. Cleaned up nice. This one here. Again, it has like a design, and then the yellow and the reds in it. It was really pitted all around here and all around there, so it did a really nice job of tumbling. No matter how pitted it was, it still really beat it down nice, and it came out with an incredible glow. Like it showed, like I couldn't see that right there before I tumbled it. Even underwater I couldn't. And then some of the glow underneath. And it brought out the stuff on the sides like way better. So that's really cool. Let's see what else I got. I got this strange spotted rock with these reds in it. And underwater it really, really looks awesome. It's like a turtle shell or something. Really neat. Let's see here. These are just, I guess, jaspery stones. I'll probably give some of these away. They're really nice. This one I really like. I can't tell if that's wood or jasper, but that came out great. And look at the shape of this thing. With all the other big rocks and shapes, look at how well it got into all those areas to be able to tumble that. And what a nice shine. This is one of my favorites. Again, I don't know what it is. It's like a gummy type feel before and after. Like want to be a rock that was Play-Doh or something. And again, it's just absolutely awesome. If my camera, there we go. I don't know, jasper. People up here call things jasper agates, so I don't know what a geologist would call this. I call it awesome, so that's what it is. I love anything green because they're hard to find. And when I find these reds and yellows and fiery oranges that swirl around like that, like this part up top is like hidden in the rock, so it looks like it's swirling with fire inside. I love that. And yeah, so that's awesome. Let's see here. This one was just for fun, but to show you, it was really dented. It had a lot of bubbles on it. What do they call them? Botryoidal bubbles. And again, you can't really see it, but there's some nice purpley red in there. And this will go in the fish tank because you can see it underwater really good. And underwater, all that like cracked stuff disappears, and it makes the whole thing look really smooth and beautiful. So, you know, people who know about rocks and crystals, they usually wash them in water or spray them, and then they can tell. But a lot of people aren't aware and self-aware about anything. So, you know, make a fish tank rock or something. Here, I'll show you right now. So here's bubbly stuff. Now, outside the tank, it's dry. It doesn't look that great. There's some kind of film that acid and everything wouldn't take off of it. Nothing would clean it. But under the tank, it looks great. I'll show you the front in a minute. So then on the ones that I don't have room for or I don't like in my home, I put them in the tank like this here. I'll show you the other side of it. And then this glowing awesome thing is green thing. I'm going to make a special video on that because I cut and I'm about to polish some of them. So yeah, you put them in here and they glow better, they light up, and they look really nice. I don't have any fish because I don't want to deal with all the dirt and the constant cleaning. But they look beautiful, so you can use them in your tank. So for instance, I'm not getting a good view of this one because of the way the shadow bounces back off, but you see the little white spots in there. The whole thing was covered with that. But underwater you can see the bubbles, and inside the bubbles there's more bubbles. And for instance, this one here, this wood or this tiger's eye, totally dry, totally dull, can't see anything. I polished another half of that. I cut them all up and they look great. But in the tank, again, you can't really see it because of that. But look, there you go. Look how beautiful that is underwater. Somebody might just cast that aside and be like, nah, that's not going to do anything. No, put it in a tank. It looks great. This one here and this one here, absolutely phenomenal. Even if my camera is showing you blur, they're absolutely swirled. There we go. Look at that. If I took that out and dried it, you would be like, ah, that's nothing. You probably wouldn't even have brought it home with you. And unless you saw it wet, you would have never even brought that home with you. That's how gorgeous that thing is. All right, and there's the front of that green one, but that thing is glowing, this beautiful green. All right, and just this guy. And again, let's see if I can get it down here. It has that sandstone look. Not a feel to it, but it looks like, it reminds me when I was driving all across country, those giant red rock like swirls in Texas and New Mexico and Arizona. Come on, camera. Anyway, it's really nice. Let's see if I can get it to show. There it goes. So I cut this. Oh, I want to tell you my trick. I didn't do it with this one. I cut this off with the saw because it was a cruddy end, and it did real well. And as you can see, the colors, the light beiges, the browns, the pinks, the clear, and all that. And then this side, which is a little bit cooler. So again, it might be considered some jasper or something, I don't know, but it's really beautiful. And the different colors is what really is awesome. I mean, look at all the different colors and everything in there. Now that shows pretty good over there from a distance. So yeah, that's what I got going on. I got some great gem stuff going on. Let me show you what I'm doing here. All right, so real briefly here, this is what I'm going to start polishing. I just cut all them a couple weeks ago, and this is the flat polisher that I was telling you about. It's by High Tech, in case you want to check it out. So the disc sits flat, so you got to make sure everything's flat. Now there's a grinding disc and everything, and other people get wheels, like, so the wheel would be going this way, and then you can like grind off edges. What I do is I take this plate off, and if there's a little chip or edge on the bottom that was higher than this, I just sit it there and let it grind down, and then you can flatten it. But if there's a wobble or a wave in your cut, forget it. You're not even going to do anything with it. So what I wanted to show you is in these buckets here, in these barrels here, I got some of this stuff going on. Now, that's what's in the fish tank, right? So that's what it looked like cut, and it already looks polished, but it's not. Let me show you something cool. All right. This is some sort of serpentine gem mineral material. I wasn't expecting to find this inside this rock. It was amazing. Again, my camera is just not picking up because of the glare and everything, but you can see what that's going to look like polished. All right, how awesome is that? So I got that going on. All right, so real quickly, here's some of the gem material that I put in there. There is, well, I guess this could be, so there's this kind of color right here. Now it's all the same rock, this and that, but other parts of it have this blue in it, and then there's more of these pieces that are like that right there all the way through. And so what I've been doing is cutting them and practicing cutting angles and making pillars and everything like that. This one looks like a quartz point, don't it? How cool is that? So this side is how I saw the rock, and I just knew it was like the size of a football. I was like, wow, I finally found this gem type that I could do stuff with. So I decided to, just start cutting. I cut this way, cut that way, cut this way. I wasn't trying to do this, and it just sort of looks like a point now, a pyramid. It looks so cool, right? The way that can sit like that, and almost like a point that was forming out of the base of it or something. And yeah, so that's what I did, and it's got this beautiful, beautiful ocean foamy type flow to it. So yeah, that's what's in the polisher over there, and some of this. Not the good stuff, but some of the pieces. So it should come out good. And then this beautiful thing right here, it looks polished already, right? But it's not. It's the biggest piece left over from here. And when I get these done, I'll show you, because I already cut and polished some of this, and they came out absolutely awesome. And I made some really cool designs. But this is a perfect example. I just cut. I even have a cut on the top like that. Just trimmed the crud off of it. and it left me with this amazing, awesome shape. Like, it's so cool. It looks like one of those old mailboxes in the city from like the 70s and 80s. I don't know if people in the States wouldn't know what I'm talking about, but look at that. I'm going to show you right now. If you watch this long, congratulations. Hopefully you'll learn stuff. So this was the rock. It was like a small Nerf football. And it just had enough of crystally stuff along one of the edges. The rest of it was black, like black leather. And I thought, well, maybe that crystal stuff goes in there. Now, you can't see that pattern at all. You couldn't see anything. I just expected like maybe a green crystally stuff flowing through maybe a dark black stuff. No, it was this. And that's the polish. That's how it looks like when it's polished. How awesome is that? And it even had this crack in here, which is really neat because, well, you're not seeing it, but it shows the natural, there it goes, the natural crystal part compared to the polished part. Excuse me. So, yeah, I got a lot of cool things in there. And there's another thing. I'll show you why I'm here. And I'm going to make a video of all this anyway. But so this is called actinolite. I finally found out after all these years what this is. So it's a plasticky metal crystal structure that forms in panels. And I cut a good piece of this to see what if I can get a good gem quality. So I did. I finally got one. Look at that. This one didn't cut good on that side, but here's the panel. You can kind of see on the top right there. So yeah, it's called actinolite, and I got a whole bunch of it. And now that I found a good section where I can find these things, I found that beautiful, beautiful emerald gem type stuff. And as you can see how it forms again, there's the paneling structure there. And where's that side that I just had for you? Right there. See how thin it is, like glass? And sometimes it feels like glass, and yes, it does cut you if it's like that. And other times feels like plastic, and sometimes even feels like rotted rust or something. It's really weird, but this was a good one. And so I got a few of these that I'm going to see if I can polish them up, because that will look spectacular. And I don't know what the market is for that kind of stuff, but I did a quick search on YouTube and it was phenomenal. Now my video might run out, so let me just say bye to you all. Lots of love to you, and hopefully you got some ideas. Don't waste rocks. Try to tumble them, cut them, tumble them, cut them, polish them, fish tank rock them, whatever you can do. All right? Lots of love to you. Bye-bye.